Katleho, who's been with this motorcade and this dry run. Live from Sandton. Katleho, good to have you with us. You would, I suppose, be what represent, and I say this in the most loosest terms as possible, an ordinary motorist. Of course, there's nothing ordinary about you because you've got front seat row to what is happening there. But how smooth is the process?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mdluli. Certainly, motorists will be feeling it. They're already feeling it today in terms of the frustration of the traffic. But right now, I'm standing at the corner of Grayston, as well as the on-ramp to the M1 North. And this is also one of the major routes which will be affected on the 22nd and 23rd of November for the G20 World Leaders Summit. And so in the morning, this road was also blocked off to traffic. There were major delays here. So the dry run, or the simulation by law enforcement agencies today, was running from 8 a.m. this morning, finishing now at 10. And then another one when the motorcades return to Sandton, that's taking place from 1 p.m. to about 2:30 p.m. But the road has been opened right now to traffic and it is free flowing. And so we saw earlier on the impact that those motorcades simulating heads of state traveling in and around from Nasrec to Sandton and Sandton to Nasrec, what that will look like, and many people having to use alternative routes. And as we heard from Mr. Obed Sibasa earlier on, explaining the alternative routes that people use today will be the same ones that will be available for motorists to use on the days of the of the G20 Summit. But to get more details, I do have with me JMPD's Xolani Fihla to give us more details. Xolani, thank you for your time. Can you just take us through what happened this morning, and have there been any lessons learned from today's dry run?
Good morning, and thank you so much to you, Katleho. Let me also greet the viewers. We know that these operations have been ongoing, and particularly starting yesterday, which involved all the three metros in Gauteng, this Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni and Tshwane, but particularly today is a focus in the city of Johannesburg. And as you did mention, that most of the roads have to be clocked off for these rolling operations. These operations have taught us great lessons on how to firstly perfect them, but secondly accommodate residents and motorists within the city of Johannesburg. Yesterday we did see a lot of congestion on our routes, and especially the national routes, is the N1 and the N3 from Ekurhuleni and also from Tshwane. But today it's not too bad. I think it's because it is the weekend, but also the tight-knit operations that we are perfecting. We are seeing that there isn't much congestion on the roads. But we will continue with these operations. As you did mention, the first part of the operations were this morning between 8 and 10, and later on in the afternoon from 1 o'clock to 2:30. And of course, the areas that are affected particularly is Sandton, but also in the Rosebank area, Parkview, Saxonwold area, and of course where the venue is at Nasrec.
So Xolani, maybe we can look at the joint operation. We see SAPS, we see JMPD, we see crime fighting wardens. This joint operation, how does it assist in your ability to make things efficient?
I think collaboration is definitely a key, and it's something that's been emphasized within the province of Gauteng with leadership like the Premier Panyaza Lusufi, who had signed an IGR, Intergovernmental Relations, with all the metros and municipalities. And from there, we've been working closely regarding all the operations, besides the ones leading to G20. When it comes to law enforcement, it has been a very, very good collaboration, and it is going to continue going forward. And with the current operations that we are currently doing, it has shown that putting our heads together ensure that Gauteng is a better place for all our residents and visitors.
So Xolani, maybe you can take us through this morning. Did you see any frustrated motorists? We know road rage sometimes happens. Were there any such incidents today, or are motorists seeming to be abiding by what's happening?
What we did see, starting from yesterday, there was a lot of frustration. I'm thinking because of the heavy traffic congestion that was caused. Today, not much complaints that we have received. It's just a few at a couple of intersections in Sandton. But our officers are there to assure the motorists as we are continuing with these operations. The closures aren't complete and full closures. They are intermittent. So when the rolling operations do pass through, then the roads are open for motorists. So it's not completely shut down between those specific times.
Yeah. And I guess just another one, Xolani, what we observed back in Nasrec is also police or law enforcement officials making pedestrians aware. I think we've forgotten our pedestrians. So also people cycling along the road. Your message to those pedestrians and people who are also road users, not necessarily motorists?
That's actually a great aspect regarding that. We're not only blocking the roads off for motorists, but for cyclists and pedestrians as well. And to those who are listening, please heed to the call and any instructions from law enforcement officials. We know this is done for a greater purpose, to highlight the capabilities of not only the city of Johannesburg or Gauteng, but of South Africa as a whole. And it's not permanent, and once the roads are open, then you have free movement within the roads.
Xolani, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you. So, Mr. Mdluli, you've heard it there from JMPD's Xolani Fihla, just explaining there that the simulation today, or the dry run, is not just motorists, it's all road users, so including pedestrians, cyclists as well. And so, we saw a number of runners also being guided by law enforcement officials. So everyone really being called to heed the use of roads today as they carry out this dry run, but particularly on the 22nd and 23rd of the G20 Summit, that certainly traffic then will be much more intense in terms of traffic blockages. But if everyone works together, certainly looking for an efficient day, 2 days ahead there.
All right, there ahead of the G20 Summit.